hard work, rising to a challenge, the American way. Going to the moon was all three.
The Eagle has landed.
Many astronauts returned home and reported a shift in their awareness. The view they saw of Earth from space was profound. The world looked beautiful, tiny, fragile. Our atmosphere is all that separates us from oblivion. We now call what they experienced the overview effect.
Here in Detroit, our communities for such a long time have faced the burden of pollution. And I think addressing climate change gives us an opportunity to correct some of those wrongs and to also invest in our vulnerable communities.
Maybe you've read some of the millions of pages of scientific evidence on climate change.
Storm, sir.
Or maybe you felt it as you walked the neighborhood.
Oh my God, the truck is sinking.
For most people, it's overwhelming.
All of this with the global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
I had spent 5 years working on this report. The Trump administration started to remove any mention that humans were the cause of climate change from it.
I wrote my resignation letter just 6 months into the administration. They were handing the keys of public lands over to private interests. The Trump administration has gone all out, not just to neglect climate change issues and laws, but to reverse them.
We have about a decade before it's too late.
I'm a kid, and I'm going to say to all those adults who are watching this right now, why don't you get up and do something?
Some of the first climate change legislation ever written was by a senator from Delaware.
When Donald Trump thinks about climate change, the only word he can muster is hoax.
America faces a challenge, but if we face it together, we will rise to the occasion and build back better.
When I think about climate change, the word I think of is jobs.
That's Joe's plan: create millions of new good-paying jobs, many of them union, like mine. Invest in critical infrastructure. Upgrade millions of buildings. Invest in micro-mobility and precision agriculture. A clean energy future that achieves net zero emissions by 2050. Because we can't power the economies of the future without investing in the technologies of the future.
I think what's really important about Joe Biden's plan is that 40% of the investment will go to vulnerable communities.
We know how to do this. We'll do it again, but this time bigger and faster and smarter.
Joe won't ignore the crisis. We're seeing what happens when we do that. He won't surrender to the fight. Joe's America will lead the world on clean energy. We'll lead on job creation. And America will lead the world again on climate.